Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of The Isobros, where the Isobros take you on their next adventure. I'm your host, Robert.
Robert.
He looks like a Robert.
You think that the isopods have names that belong to the
Yeah.
region that they were found in? Like the Klugi got all the Balkan names?
He looks like a Robert to me.
Like that's
That's a
that-
Robert if I've ever
that's
seen one.
Josip.
How dare you say that to Robert, actually? No, I don't know.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
think they have names.
I don't think so either.
Dolphins have names.
Dolphins have names?
Dolphins have names.
Sheesh.
I think dolphins and some other animals have like
Like
names.
vocal calls they make to refer to specific individuals. That's spicy.
Spicy indeed.
Should I
I
crack
gotta-
the monster open?
Crack it open, bruh. I gotta put us on eye level. How it works. Okay, so show what is the flavor?
Black, like my soul. It's ultra black, sorry.
And what is the flavor?
Cherry. No.
Cherry?
It's cherry capital. Hold on. What? I don't know. I think it's cherry. I think it's cherry. Let's find out.
Like it doesn't say
No.
it, but usually there's a description that is really vague, at least about.
Yeah. At the height of summer on the other side of the Atlantic, the small town Traverse City, Michigan calls itself the cherry capital of the world. That's it. And now it's just we brought that ripeness to you. So cherry. Like
Wait, that's just what right there. I want to hear the lore.
Hold on. Calls itself the cherry capital of the world. When 500,000 people show up for harvest in July. No prizes for guessing. No prizes for guessing. You gotta get them while you can. Luckily, we found a way to capture that perfect ripe flavor and bring it to you all year long. That font is messing with my brain. I am too dyslexic to read out loud. Thank you very much.
But now we know it's cherry.
Yeah, now we know it's cherry. It's not my
It's written on the flavor.
Hold on, I got this. I don't have nails.
Give it to the.
See how he doesn't trust me?
No, there's just more to read. It just says Monster Energy Ultra Black, refreshingly light with 0 calories, 0 sugar, and packed with her Monster Energy blend. Unleash the Ultra Beast.
Whew. My little friend who is controlling me.
Okay, Finn. I don't know if you've ever had like something in your hand that is a label, but it says
Is it just
It
on
says-
the other side?
it says carbonated cherry flavored energy drink. That was the part where they tell you what flavor it is.
Liar.
Okay, let's listen to the crackles.
Delicious. Delicious. Whew.
So I mean, cherries can be like dark red, but whatever. Okay, we got a lot on our plate today. We have another structured episode.
Woohoo. There's like
That's dark red, yeah.
that's purplish dark red. That's really pretty. Reminds me of the color of fake blood.
It looks like when it's against the light, because the window is behind you, it looks like raspberry juice.
It's a good color. Oh, I almost poured the perfectly even amount on my first try.
Okay, so what we have in our episode today is we have 3 new species of isopods that we're gonna have an actual profile about, and we're gonna show some footage, of course. And then that is like gonna be the first big chunk where we're also gonna show how we house them. So if I send you the link to this episode about when people ask me online like how do I build the box, how do your boxes look like and everything, then this is the first chapter.
Yeah, that secret is gonna get solved today. That mystery
Yes.
will be revealed. How do the Isobros build their iso boxes?
Well, we're not going to do the whole in-depth episode, but we're going to show so that people get an idea. And then we're going to do memes that we're going to show all the memes and rate them or laugh about them. We're going to show the art. We have a showcase of art that people have posted on our Discord. We're going to do the Q&A. I think that's it, right? Is there anything else?
The situation.
The actuation?
Yeah. Actuation.
But yeah, that's yeah.
That's something we can.
Cheers.
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 It's pretty yummy, luscious. It's dark, like my soul.
Oh, I thought it would taste way more intense.
It's pretty mild, but I like it. I was like, the flavor kind of reminds me of cherry cola, and then I started thinking about the song Cherry Cola, and now I have it stuck in my head.
We're literally listening to music, Finn.
Yeah, but we're not listening to Cherry Cola.
No. What we're listening to is the what is it called? The concept album Every Valley by Public Service Broadcasting from 2017. My sister showed it to me when I visited her in Berlin last week.
That's nice.
And it's about, as far as she told me, it's about coal mining in the UK and how fucked up it is.
Could you turn it down a teensy amount? Because then I don't struggle with listening to you as much. Perfect.
So what it's about is that in the UK, for example, they had this... First of all, they took people out of the mines. Mm-hmm. And then they put them back in the mines.
It's the children.
Don't quote me on this, but the
mines.
way it works is that basically when you do mining, when you do something that destroys the environment in England, then you need to pay into a fund, into account that will later be used to take care of that area that you destroyed. So you're like, okay, the profits that I make, I'm paying into an account so that afterwards, when we're not using this anymore, we can regenerate it and make it into so that basically we're not destroying anything.
That sounds nice.
That's nice,
I bet
right?
it isn't as nice.
Listen up to this chapter of capitalism. So what happens is that they know, they put the money into the account, that it's not going to be enough. It's way not enough.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is, it's a Briefkastenfirma. It's a mailbox company that is somewhere in the Cayman Islands or whatever. And then when they're done digging, they just dissolve the company, go away with the money. There's no money left to repair the damage. That's how it works. And then it's just fucked. But that's...
capitalism.
That's, yeah.
Ain't it great?
To Margaret Thatcher. There's so many... No.
It's okay.
Well, no, yeah. There's so many memes of people pissing on the grave of Margaret Thatcher, and I think that's a good thing. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's start with the animals in the boxes.
Yes, they're super cute. They're really adorable.
We have 3 isopods. We're just going to start with the first one. Mm-hmm. So the first one is... So there's the origin species is Cubaris Red Edge Blonde. Cubaris Red Edge, I mean. And then we have Cubaris Red Edge Blonde. You will see why it's called blonde in the footage.
Because they all have tiny wigs with blonde hair on them, like the Barbies. They really... Cubaris Red Edge Blonde, they are going to watch the Barbie movie. And so will I.
So will I. I'm going to do the Barbie Oppenheimer special, where I'm going to watch both movies.
Are you going to watch Oppenheimer first and Barbie later?
I've been thinking about it, like...
Because that's what my friend
So what I think is... Oh, I thought we were frozen, but it's not. It's just the recording from before. So what I think...
Thank God.
What I think is going to happen is... The Barbie movie... The chances of the Barbie movie being... The span width of the Barbie movie quality is gonna be good to amazing.
Yeah.
The Oppenheimer's with span is gonna be garbage to amazing. So and also Barbie's gonna be more uplifting. So I'm going. I would watch Oppenheimer first.
Yeah.
And then Barbie.
Yeah, that's what one of my friends is gonna do. She's gonna watch Oppenheimer during the day and then Barbie at night. I am only going to watch Barbie because I'm depressed enough as it is.
I think that the Barbie movie is going to be super intense and dark.
Yeah, I think it's going to get dark, but also stay hilarious.
I think it's going to be like one of my favorite movies. What's it called? The Nice Guys. Which is dark, but also hilarious and super... The humor is just for adults. Like, it's just... There's just so many jokes where now, like, I don't know, like 8 years later or whatever, we're like, not sure if you can say that anymore. But it's fucking hilarious. I've watched it so many times. I love that movie. But what's her name? Greta, the director of Oppenheimer, of Barbie. She made lots of good movies. But Nolan, who made Oppenheimer, the last movie he did was Tenet, and I didn't like that. So I'm like, let's see if he's redeeming himself, or let's see what happens. Okay, but people are not here.
Sorry.
People are not here to listen.
People are here to look at my cool shirt. Look what it says.
Wait. We're in the wrong camera situation.
People here for my cool shirt.
It says hella May, but we're in July. May. It's way too late.
Yeah, I just don't know my months.
Yes.
No, it's Pride Month is now over, so now I'm gonna start wearing all of my Pride stuff.
That's good.
Because fuck the system, that's why.
I think our podcast has been branded as fuck the system already.
Probably, yeah.
We use all the swear words. Attack.
Pussy!
Let's keep it at that.
I thought you meant because of YouTube regulations. Was
no,
oh my god, is this gonna
that.
get taken down?
No.
I can say more swear words.
Okay, let's go with close-up footage of the new pod.
Fuck yeah.
So we're starting with Cubaris Red Edge. And we actually prepared something. First of all, Wally from Supreme Gecko, he did a cool video on them, and you should check it out. That was a nice video. I watched it. And also, I just realized that all these people that I've been collecting knowledge from when I started to become an isopod enthusiast, I've been subscribed to them, of course, with my private YouTube account, and not with the Isobros, and it was like...
You're mentioning them all the time.
Yes, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta subscribe. So now they got even more subscribers.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, where is the footage? The footage. There it is.
This looks kind of like we're drinking blood.
Blood.
I'm drinking the
blood
of
so
my
Finn,
enemies. Yeah.
Just so you know, you're not gonna see the footage now because there's information on the screen. So I'm gonna...
That is A-okay, I can look at it later.
Or it's just gonna be me with the information. And you're just gonna look at the footage.
I don't mind that. I can look at Bug. Oh, look at them scamper. They're really pretty.
Okay, so there you go. This is Cubaris Red Edge Blonde, and it's from Thailand. Like most of the Thailand isopods that came in during the isopod craze, and what happens with the Red Edge is that they have so many different varieties. That what is it called again? Wait, let me check. There's a name that people have for them. Because
can I request something real quick? Because it's
we're
still
listening to a concept album, but yeah. You want to listen to Cola?
Cherry Cola. Can we listen to it at one point? Not now, just at one point. I'd just like to listen to it. Because I mentioned it and my brain is still stuck on it. But they're really pretty. I don't really get why they're called Red Edge so far.
Wait, Eagles of Death Metal version or which?
Definitely not Eagles of Death. Hold on.
Eagles of Death Metal is not a death metal band.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what the band is called.
It's a cool band.
I'm pretty sure it's called Cherry Cola. Maybe.
Okay. So the information that I was about to give y'all is that they have a big range in morphs. Like not as intense as Santa Lucia, but like there's different varieties. And so they call them Andaman pearls in Asia, apparently. I'm not sure about that, but they're known for being all across the rainbow. Do you know it now? No. And
I think it's this one.
Can you tell me who made it?
Kuwada? Question mark? I don't know.
Okay, I'll put it in the queue. Eagles of Death Metal is still the American band that had the attack on in Paris. If you remember, the terrorist attack.
It's bold of you to assume that I know anything going on in the world. Okay. Listen, my mental health is so fragile. I avoid news as much as I can because anything...
This was 2000... 2017? I don't know. 2015?
No, I didn't even know.
Okay, so look at the isopods that are
Yeah.
gonna make you happy.
Yes.
They grow up to 2 centimeters, but I wouldn't say that 2 centimeters is the regular size. Like the ones I have are like a bit above 1 centimeter. They're not only called red edge but also red skirt, but I think that's very
Why
obvious.
are they called red edge?
Because the origin species that we're gonna show footage later.
Ah, okay.
So there's at one point in this we're gonna show that I'm gonna cut it in later.
Yeah.
We're gonna show footage. Although I think I can. No, I can't do it like this. We're gonna show footage from the original species. They're more of an intermediate species. And they come from Thailand, so there's been this Thailand craze. I think that Ben is the one who opened this up, where people were like, "Holy cow! There's a lot of cool isopods in Thailand." Oh no! I just opened my music production software. That's gonna be horrible for the computer. Oh boy. Well, let's see what happens.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I like watching them scamper.
So we keep them, like all the other Cubaris species, in our regular tubs. We're gonna show that later anyway. During the winter, I would make sure that they're a little bit above room temperature. In the summer, you don't care because it's super warm anyway.
A little bit above your room temperature. My room temperature in the winter is like 15 degrees.
50?
15.
Why?
I like it. I mean, 15 is an extreme, but I do prefer it colder in the winter months. I don't know. It keeps me more comfortable. And my snakes are. Oh yes. And my.
Why did it stop playing?
No.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And my snakes are in brumation anyways in the winter, so I can just have the flat cold. I mean, I won't be able to do that anymore now. I'll have to heat it a bit more than I usually do because of Miles and the isopods. Technical difficulties.
It's all good. It's all good. First of all, this needs to be full screen again. And then here we're gonna... Spotify is just doing whatever. Okay, now it's... Okay. They're originally found in caves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's riding his friend.
Yeah. That's what adults do. And you can kind of replicate that environment with the caves.
Yeah.
So, don't have it too warm, have it moist. That stuff. Give them a lot of hidings.
Yeah.
I mean, I give my isopods in general a lot of hidings, especially since I bought this huge...
the huge ass box
the
of
huge
cork
ass
bark.
box of cork
Your
bark.
mic decided to go bye-bye.
So what I do with, in general, I usually have at least 2 hidings in my big boxes.
Yeah, at least 2 hides. One
Yes.
like more moist one and one more dry one.
Exactly, but I like to give them more, and just have them on top of the leaves.
Yeah.
Substrate is our regular substrate.
Yeah.
It's just how we do it.
It's the Isobros mix, the secret mixture.
It's not secret at all because we're gonna tell them what is in there. We're gonna do a substrate episode, not today, but yeah. So it's more of a moderate humidity apparently, and yeah, people say 22 to 26 degrees. I think 26 is way too much.
Yeah, that's usually every time that's been mentioned so far, that was false and just killed them all.
Yeah, so keep them on the cooler side, and also that would be 71 to 79 Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say again 22 to 24 maximum, but I keep all my pods in the winter at 23, and that has never been an issue. So. And also try to have the temperature more steady, that there isn't a huge drop in the night. So some people in the winter, they stop heating their rooms in the night. Some isopods can take that, some can't.
Yeah, that's why mine are always, that's why I have my isopod box, the Panda Kings have had them for a while. That's why I have mine in my living room, because I love nothing more than sleeping with my bedroom window open and enjoying how nice and really cold it gets. And I couldn't do that while my snakes were still growing up, because I don't want to put babies in brumation necessarily. They don't really need it, and I give them a semi-winter. I just turn their temps down a little bit, make them have shorter light cycles, and they get a little less food during the winter. But I don't want to like just put them in brumation altogether because I don't know. I just like doing it that way. It worked really well with all of mine. But last year was the first year where I had only adult animals, so I just yeeted them all into brumation. And it was so nice. I got to sleep with the window open, and it was nice and cold, and every time I had to go pee in the middle of the night, I died because it was so cold. Wonderful.
Well, yeah, that's one of the keys to good sleep is the cold room temperature, but you have covers.
Yeah, that's one of the
That's
best
because your
things
body
ever.
needs to cool down to have good sleep. That's why it helps when you have a
Yeah.
warm shower or a cold shower before, because warm shower makes all the capillaries and everything open up, so that when you step out of the shower into a cold room, your body cools down really fast, and cold showers just cool it down. Shout out to Matthew Walker, one of my absolute brain, what is it, like, idols. Like, he's a sleep scientist, and I love his podcast and everything, and his book.
The one downside to having a room really cold is like when your blanket moves because of your feline companion, and then you turn around and suddenly your ass is like in freezing cold, and you wake up because of it, and you're like, holy shit, who attacked my booty?
I can really recommend a 2x2 meter blanket. That's what I have, and it's amazing. So food-wise, they are very basic. Just give them all the different foods, all the leaves, and
Feed them the souls of the innocent and the flesh of politicians.
Why did you mix them with the souls of the innocent?
I don't know.
That's not how it works. And you know the dried shrimp, the grasses, like all the dried stuff, decaying matter. Basically, give them enough calcium. This is just regular isopod diet.
A bit of carrot every now and then.
Carrot. We have a Q&A today where people ask like what do we think is the best isopod food, so we're gonna
decent.
We're gonna get into that
nice.
later.
Great.
But yeah, they're not like super voracious in protein intake. Just give them enough. People somehow assume that species that look cute don't eat a lot of protein. Somehow, but people are like, rubber duckies need a lot of protein. What? I mean, I get it that the big species need a lot of protein, but
I mean, they all like it.
they all they go with the corpses be. So that's isopods. Okay.
Mine really love every time because I have like the bag of like, I think it's 100 baby mice that you buy. Like you buy them frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And with the baby mice, they're so small, the limbs tend to snap off. So every time they're frozen, they're already dead. But every time I like just take out a chunk for my babies because I need like 3 pinkies, so I just break off a piece of pinky and toss it in there, like 3 pieces. But usually there's like stray limbs or tail attached to that as well, and then the isopods get that, and then I can watch them devour that. They really like it.
They just eat everything that's dead. They, when it comes to breeding, next chapter is they're more moderately. They produce some like more smaller or mid-sized broods, so I think that's between 5 and 10. Small would be like 4 or 5 monkey, and then mid is like 10, and big brood would be like 15 or 20. That's how I would say it is.
Damn, I always thought they're like other insects where they have like 1,000 babies at once.
Have you? But you've seen it when they drop the babies out of their pouch, and then it's not like 1,000.
I don't think I've ever seen them like drop the babies.
Okay. Well,
I just see like clutters of babies.
It says I found one information that they that the young isopods take till their 4th or 5th molt until they emerge from the bottom.
Oh.
But that doesn't really tell me anything. It just tells me that they take some time to go up. So yeah, they have a big propensity for wide variety of colors. So we have the blonde ones. There's like more red ones, more brown ones. I saw one individual that's gonna be more brown. We're gonna look at footage after this from World of Isopods.
Okay.
Because I was like, hey, I've got footage of these, but I can't just take footage of the original animal and just be like, yo. I just took it from someone's homepage because that doesn't feel right. So I asked. I hate my name. Is it Alex? Is it Dave? David? What's his name?
Why do you look at me? I'm the person who needs needs to be told a million times before
Alex.
I remember
I found it.
anyone's
It's
name.
Alex. So Alex from World of Isopods, he recorded footage just for us.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's a really nice person. I mean, I've never met him personally, but he's just really nice.
That's really sweet. Thank you, Alex.
Yes. So we're gonna switch in a second to the footage that he sent us. Oh wow, that's a lot of footage. Let me just. Okay, let's download it.
If I'm staring, by the way, I just realized the entire time I look at the screen, it pretty much looks like I'm having just a deadpan stare at the camera.
Wait,
the screen with the isopods
no, it
is
doesn't
right
look
behind
like it. Your eyes are somewhere else.
Okay, good. For a second, I was like, oh wait, the camera is right there.
And in general, just whenever you have isopods, get a feeling for it. Of course, there's guidelines, but you will find out what works in your environment, in your rooms, with your amount of light and hydration.
You have to do your own little thing.
You have to find out and get a feeling for them, because some people are like, I have this species on this high of the temperature is that high, and that really works. But if you change temperature, then the humidity levels change, because that's
so
how
you have
humidity
to adjust it.
Exactly, and so maybe it works somewhere else where the air is naturally more humid.
Like in Florida, my ex from Florida, they kept ball pythons.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept them on just aspen fiber bedding, and it worked out because because of Florida and being a more humid environment, the humidity in the air was higher, so they it worked out with just mossy hides. But over here, it's more difficult to maintain their humidity and temperature because our room temperatures aren't as close to what they need, and so we need to up the temperature and up the humidity, and I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just downloading the footage now because it just sent it to me before. So we're gonna show how we're gonna make a box. For that to happen, I have to do a bit of a workaround. So Finn, I'm gonna make you a bit. No, it doesn't really work like that.
Gasp! You can make me schmöll and put me in the top corner, and then there.
That was the idea. Yeah, that I put you in that I put you in here. Put you in like this.
Now I'm a small little guy just floating in the corner.
Because with the camera that's here has a wider angle, and that's why we do it here.
And then you can film how you make the boxes.
So the box we're using here are old boxes that we're just reusing. For example, the box was emptied because there was Merulonella in there, and we decided, okay, we gotta redo the Merulonella box because they need more space. And then we emptied their old box. Can I give you my glass? Because I will throw it down.
Because the Merulonella are little garbage speed demon boys. They will take any chance, any slightest sign of weakness and escape. We love them.
Okay.
You can hear you crunch the ice.
Yes.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Okay, I gotta do it like this. Let me check. Okay, I'm gonna put away the pop filter. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board.
That's a lot louder.
Okay, so I'll try to do it like this. So first of all, the container itself. A lot of people have asked me in the last week, like, yo, what do your boxes look like? Can you send me a picture or something? This is what they look like.
IKEA box.
This is an IKEA Assembler box. 11 liters.
Sometimes we get the taller ones.
Sometimes you get the taller ones for Merulonella, for example. But what I do is that this one is a bit special because reasons. But in general, I have 4 holes that I melt into the box, and then I just put some mesh over it
with hot glue,
and just make sure that the hot glue covers all around the mesh. That is very important, and also that the mesh doesn't go down on the inside of the box. Like you see that here's where it stops, because otherwise they love to climb the mesh because it's super climbable. So you take this box.
And you want the mesh on the inside because otherwise they can, like, if you put it on the outside, they can escape through the hole and then get trapped on the outside of the box between the mesh.
Okay, so first thing we do, first order of business I always do is
Moose.
Moss of the Sphagnum. And I put it, if it's not something like Hoffman's egg eye or something that needs it very dry, I put it on one side, like the whole like, how much is that? Like,
It's a good 5 centimeters.
Yeah.
It's a good 5 centimeter strip.
That's 5 or to 7 centimeters, probably a bit more. Like basically this width here. Put it in there. Do not compress anything. They like to have it very loose so that they can shuffle around.
They can scuttle.
I do not like the way this works here. I hope it works more like this. Let's see. Okay. I hope people don't get ear cancer. Okay, and then that is kind of all you do. Oh no, we forgot to do leaf stuff. Well, we have leaves in the substrate, but we don't have leaves that we put on top.
Yeah, but because we have less humus. I think it's gonna be fine like that. Look how many leaves are there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be
right.
fine.
So this is our substrate mix.
You should maybe mention that usually there's a little bit more humus in there.
Yeah, so what it is, we're going to do the substrate episode anyway, but what is in there is usually a bit more humus. And then there's lots of dead leaves, hardwood leaves. Yeah, that was bound to happen. Hardwood leaves, active charcoal, not necessary, but I like to put it in there. Calcium powder. And white rotten wood.
Yes.
And that's all that's in there.
Yeah.
And springtails. That we haven't put them in yet, we put them in the end. But springtails are important.
Yeah. And then you mix it all up. You want to break apart the wood, break apart the leaves a little. And then you mix it all up with the hummus and the powder. Make sure all of the hummus kind of sunk in the middle on the ground. You can like just, they're right there. Yeah. And that is prime isopod home material. They love gobbling on all of those things. Gobble, gobble,
yeah,
gobble.
that is basically almost a finished box. So what we do now is we have...
I'm gonna make sure to give you the box with the white boys.
And then some bark.
Hello, who is in there? That's not you. Goodness gracious.
The thing is, where do I got them, by the way? I got them from Toby from Berlin. He's a dear isopod colleague of mine.
Toby.
He's really good in the hobby. He's also forthcoming. Is that the word with his prices? Like his prices are very moderate. Like he's just a nice guy. He's also giving you all the information. Like he just cares about animals. He's also a veterinarian. And he gave them to me, like he sold them to me, of course. And as you can see, this is a big tub, and there's already so much different substrate and leaves and everything in there. He uses, he puts a bit of this in there. Can you see this? No, not really. Well, it's.
What is it?
I'm pretty sure that it's the thing you used for your eggs. Perlite, yes.
Perlite.
Okay, I think I need the pop shots. I think it's too much. Yeah,
Yeah.
perlite. So I'm gonna kind of not just put it on top, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna mix it in a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one side here and mix the whole thing in.
Gently.
And now there's pods.
They look like this. Just different, okay? Trust.
Yeah, I think people saw them already, so just be. And very important thing with isopods, this move, because so often there's like there's small monkey in there. There's some springtails, and you don't want to leave anyone behind in a box that's gonna be not hydrated.
That is perlite.
Right? It's perlite.
It's so funny. This is the first time I've ever used perlite because usually we had vermiculite when I was younger and we
What's the
had reptiles.
difference?
Perlite is bigger chunks and I think it's a different material altogether. I didn't realize perlite has such a strong smell.
It does?
It does.
Perlite? The one I gave you? You sure?
Yeah. No, it's not a strong smell, but it's a smell I'm not familiar with, so I noticed it a lot more. And when I opened the incubator for the first time, I was like, shit, the eggs have gone bad. This stinks. It's the perlite.
Oh, really?
I'm smelling the moist perlite. I was like, ugh, this stinks.
Okay, I'm just... Finn, talk. Talk to people.
Hello? Yeah, because I'm used to the way vermiculite smells, because, fun fact, I am, like... Why I know so much about reptiles is mainly because when I was a kid, I always grew up with reptiles because my mom was big in the community. She went to a lot of shows and often took home sick animals or injured animals or animals that people just abandoned there and no one wanted them, so she took them home. So I grew up learning how to care for a lot of different variety of reptiles, and we almost always had eggs.
Nice.
So that's why I have info how to care for a lot of species, incubate a bunch of different species' eggs. That's why being bit by reptiles doesn't faze me. God. Except for Asshat, his bites hurt so much. Asshat is a gecko sometimes I help out at a reptile store. Okay. And he's mean. He's out for human blood, especially mine.
So, before I'm gonna finish this box now with some cork bark. And also, just so you know, everything here has been, what is the word? Sterilized in the microwave.
Which is very important, because otherwise you can drag in critters from outside and then they might gobble on your isopods, and you don't want that. Do you want to talk about how you sterilize it?
Just give me a second. So this is basically the final box.
Wow.
So as you can see, this here is the moss. There's bark at the moist side, and then here's the drier side, and everywhere there's hide for them to hide, and that's kind of all the magic. Then you put a lid on. The lid, since the air can go in and out here, the lids don't have holes. I used to work a lot with holes in the lids, but that doesn't really make them stackable. Yeah. Because then when you put a new box on top, then it kind of closes a bit of the holes.
Oh, you do have lids, good.
Yeah, of course I have lids. Every time I buy a box, I buy a lid.
Yeah, no, I thought I meant you have them at your side, so I don't have to go and get them. That's why I looked around.
It's all good. So now we're gonna show y'all
how they originally look.
This is Cubaris Red Edge. Original.
Yeah. Now you can
And this is the footage that Alex sent us. So if you want to buy these, go to Alex's website, worldofisopods.com or .de, not sure. But you'll find it. He has an expansus orange on his as his logo.
Now you can tell why they're called Red Edge.
Because they have an edge that is indeed le red. Mm-hmm. There's more footage.
And these are the blondes. Yeah, now you can tell they have a little bit of an orange edge to them in comparison.
Oh look, now this is something else. So first of all, thank you a lot for the footage, Alex.
Thank you.
They're
getting food.
They're getting the food.
Oh!
Yum, yum, yum.
He's like, he didn't like the yellow one.
That's great footage.
Yeah, that is great footage.
That is great footage.
He went for the red one.
Alex recorded this with his iPhone, I think, but I can't. I don't know for sure.
You could see his little mouth go.
Nom,
oh, it's not good enough for him. He has to test all of the flavors.
All the flavors of the rainbow.
That's what I do at my private time. Wait, what?
So yeah, this is Cubaris Red Edge. What I have is Cubaris Red Edge Blonde. It's not as white as in the microscope footage. The microscope just needs that much light, and since they're that bright, it reflects. They're a bit like it looks like a very faded out version of that one.
Yeah. Look at him. He is munching. He's just a little
munching.
guy.
And then there's a third one.
Oh, he's done with the flake. Sheesh.
Did he just eat the whole flake?
Yeah, I think.
Wow. I mean, you can still see how it's a bit in there. But yeah,
You
aren't they
friend.
perfectly loaf-shaped? Isn't that the word you would use to describe
Yeah,
them?
they're so loaf-shaped.
That is, when I visited my sister in Berlin, she used it to describe something, and she was like, perfectly loaf-shaped. And then she looked at me like, kind of like,
Yeah.
and I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, that's what Finn always says.
Loaf is such a good shape, okay? And rubber duckies are loaf-shaped. Loaf best shape. Oh, that was really sweet from your sister.
So yeah, and this is like more of the isolated animal.
Yeah.
So that people, it almost looks a bit like orange tiger.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not a lot, but a bit.
The orange tigers have a stronger orange tone, more contrast. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick.
He also sent us a couple of pictures. But let's check if there's a way how I can put them on this screen. Yeah. I would like to, but I think it's going to be too much of a hassle. Yeah, so that's what they look like. And this was the first box. And now we're going to show you the second species. So I'm currently alone here, as Finn is... I don't know where he went. There he is. Where did you go? Oh, you went to blow your nose. Okay.
And I scampered so I wouldn't be as loud.
And now we're going to show the second species.
Woo!
Which one do we want to choose? Let's see what we have here. Yeah, let's go with the chong.
Chong. They're so sweet.
They're so sweet.
You know what I just remembered?
Tell us.
That life really isn't shrimple.
Wait! You're very small right now. Let me just.
I just saw the sticker. I remembered it existed. Life isn't shrimple.
Life isn't shrimple indeed.
It really ain't.
Okay, and now for more close-ups, and that is gonna be Red Edge.
The red-faced boys. The chong.
Chong.
Oh, where did it go? Up there. Oh, flip.
Wait, I have to make it so people can see it.
I think that was this box right here. No, those were the other ones.
Here we go. So this is Cubaris chong, and it's one of the more smaller Cubaris. I would say it is of course bigger than white shark, but it's not as small. Is it?
That's I'm getting the box.
They're a big. I would say they're between white shark and rubber ducky. And they're my girlfriend. I told her like they're purple, and she was like, no, they're gray. And I would agree on when you hold them in your hand, but when you look at that close-up footage that Finn is missing out on at the moment, then they're super purple.
Yeah, they do look.
Because that is purple.
They're panda king sized.
You would say Panda King?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good.
No, I'd say even.
So this is the long footage.
I mean, a lot of the panda kings are smaller, so I'd say they're even a little over panda king size.
So they're a good size, not the biggest isopod, but it's a nice size. Okay.
Solid sized pod.
Let me tell you all about Cubaris chong. So why are they called chong? First of all, that's where they're from. It's the second biggest populated area in Thailand.
It just makes me think of food for I don't know. Sounds like food.
Okay. So they're called Cubaris chong, and they're called the chong isopod, or they're called the Bernese mountain dog isopod. I found that on one homepage. I found it on one website, but I thought that was so cute that they're like a Bernese mountain dog.
That is adorable.
They're from Thailand. They grow up to. I found information that this goes up to. Oh, pregnant lady.
Sheesh, pregnant lady.
That goes up to 1.5 centimeters. But I think 1.5 centimeters again Maybe if you have a chonker, but other than that, no.
That's a bit scuffed.
People stated them at beginner to intermediate. I would say more on the intermediate side because if they dry out, they die immediately.
No.
Like I had them. This is one of the few species of isopod that I had that died.
Yeah, they do look really purple under the microscope. Yeah, you told me the story when you first started in the hobby.
I told Finn before when we prepared for the episode. Let me see if everything works. Yes, I had isopods. I had a couple of species already, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the leap and take the first Cubaris and the second Cubaris. The first Cubaris I got was Orange Tiger Suratani. Again, Suratani is the region where they're from, and I bought them from who was the person I bought them from? It was from Germany. I think it was a lady.
Don't look at me.
I gotta find out who that was because she had good price. And I bought Pak Chong and rubber duckies, and the Pak Chong died a couple of weeks later because I kind of skipped watering them. Like they somehow got it mixed up, and I don't really know what happened, but it was very dry and they were all dead, and that was super dumb. Oh, and I don't know what I would do different nowadays, except for
not forget to water them.
Yeah, but I mean, other isopods you forget to water and it's not an issue. But
yeah, usually the moss holds it very well.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong. Oh, look, he's munching.
Oh, he is munching indeed. Look at him.
So they have this very distinctive color pattern of in the middle it's gray purplish, and then front and back have this orange. Like the face is almost always complete orange, and then there's some white on the side on the skirt.
I like the on the back where their body
tail,
segments are orange, then they fade to white, and then some of them have like the black tips. That's very artsy
super pretty. It's super pretty. Again, I think this is one of the species that it's more enjoyable when you have some sort of magnifying glass or whatever, because
they're schmull.
Yes, they're schmull. So people say they're easy to breed. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out. It's not the first isopod I would give to somebody, but it's also not the last one. So you keep them warm and humid, like more on the warm and humid side than the other ones. You can just replicate the condition where they're from. So basically you could just go on Wikipedia and go to the site of Pak Chong of the region and see, okay, what is it like, and then you could find the temperature. So they need a lot of ventilation as well. Don't have the air go stank inside. I'm just gonna build the thing on the side.
Don't let the air go stank inside.
Don't let the air go stank inside.
He's putting in the moss, making it look nice and pretty. I'm just gonna narrate you.
Yes.
He's fluffing it up a little bit to make sure the isopods have their nice multi-storage penthouse. There's a stick in there that he has decided to leave.
Stick. Make sure it's not doing. Make sure it's not doing this thing. Wait, this thing where it's like, where the stick is somewhere where they can crawl out, so you can break it into pieces.
What you're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is the strongest man alive. He broke the stick like that was nothing. Didn't even faze him, not a single drop of sweat on his forehead. Am I legally allowed to address the people watching this as bros, hoes, and non-binary foes because it rhymes?
Why foes?
I don't know. It rhymes. It's funny. It just popped into my head, and I was like, yeah, that sounds silly.
Well, you can.
I like that you're
people.
Not bothered by the hose part.
I just want to say you can address people however you like, and they're gonna respond however they like on the Discord.
Ooh, shit! I'm gonna get roasted in the Discord.
Okay. Please give me the Pak Chong.
Just gonna make sure it's done.
So again, I'm doing the exact same thing as before. I like to keep my isopods on a more static, like not static, and a more like, what is the word? standard. Like I have a standard type of
stuff.
box. I have everything should be more or less the same. Only varying when the isopods need it to vary.
Like with the Porcelio, the blah, 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 the boys that like it dry.
The Hoffman's egg guy?
Yeah. The Hoffman's egg guy, they like it dry, so they get less moss. They only get a quarter of moss. Or the Klugi Montenegro. Did I say that right? I said that right. I'm just gonna pretend I did. They like it dry too. Are you checking for monkey?
Always check for monkey.
Always check for monkey. Because they're so teensy tiny. Don't forget the cork-a-brug.
Yeah, and then some cork bark. And also, I am going.
Going,
so afterwards, I'm not doing it now because we're on the podcast, but afterwards I would hydrate the substrate a bit.
Oh, I can see you on Scamper from over here. You just put that on top of him.
Strongest man alive.
Sheesh. How he just does that, not a single drop of sweat on his forehead, no, not unbothered.
Well, it's mostly the steroids.
Yeah, it's mostly just otherwise you couldn't do that. Like I would be too weak to do that. Hey, give me a piece, I want to break it apart.
Okay. Let me see more information about this isopod. So yeah,
more pod formation.
More pod formation. Keep it a good level of substrate, but we always have like 3 or 4 centimeters of substrate, I think. Again, have some source of calcium in there. Keep it moist. You have a more moist side, a more dry side. The basic stuff.
Make sure to give them food.
Yeah,
give them water.
Don't have it too. Yeah, this is the basics.
The basics.
Temperature-wise, 65 to 85 degrees, so 18 to 29.
That's a wide range.
We're not gonna do 29.
Yeah, no.
And then it says extreme temperatures should be avoided, and you're like 29, bruh.
It's higher than you incubate snake eggs at. At least some species.
So it also says like give them a gradient for temperature, which is again why we have the warming on one side of the enclosure so that they can. Yeah.
It's like what I do with my Wi-Fi box.
Yeah, Finn has.
Yeah, I found out the coolest life hack ever, because I got Panda Kings and they're okay with my room temperature. They're populating the bin like crazy. But I wanted to get fancier stuff, and I was like, I don't really want to get another heating element because I already have multiple snake cages that I'm heating. And then I realized that, like, I keep them on a shelf which is close to my Wi-Fi box, and I realized the Wi-Fi box gives off, like, not an insane amount of heat to where I'm like, oh shit, this device is broken, but it just gives off a little bit of heat. And now I have it sandwiched between my spider's cage and my isopod bin, and it heats it. And they really love that. And I'm so happy because I get to save money. It works out wonderfully. Sometimes I see them go to the warm side, chill there for a bit, and then scamper away.
Nice. So we have a question of how long on the Q&A it's gonna be. How long do isopods need to be grown up? These ones mature within more or less 6 months.
Oh, that's fast.
That is, well, it's I would say it's
Faster.
not. It's faster than rubber ducky, but rubber ducky is the slowest.
Yeah.
In my experience.
Don't they take like a year until they
rubber
can
ducky
breed?
is like 9 months. That's the number I learned in the beginning. 9 months till they can breed, and 12 months till they're fully grown.
Which is slow.
They can live for up to 2 years or more.
Oh, damn.
They of course can roll up. They haven't done it yet, but they will roll up. Yeah, that is the litter size. Do you say litter size? Brood size is also very, very regular. And I'm already preparing for the next isopod.
Get ASMR alongside with it.
So we have some substrate left for the next species.
That's nice.
I'm not gonna get any more isopods until August, and then there's a big shipment coming in.
Sheesh. that I'm gonna have to go into the wood again and steal more into the forest again and steal more wood and get yelled at by more old people. I got yelled at by old people today. They didn't appreciate me taking wood from the forest.
So what's coming up? It's Cubaris Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Which is where we go to get more stupider. So Cubaris Jupiter, I ordered them once from Toby when it wasn't cold, it was just not as warm.
Yeah.
And he sent them to me with Express, with a couple of other isopods, including Cubaris Amber, which is also not the easiest species.
Yeah.
And all the isopods were alive, except because, and they came late. They came 1 or 2 days late. Not because of him, but because of
our
shipment.
postal service is amazing.
And all the Jupiter except for one were dead. Was the worst.
Yeah, wasn't that one Jupiter that was in with the rubber duckies?
No, it is in with the Amber.
With the Amber.
Because I was like, what do I do with this boy?
Oh, now you can excavate him from there and he can join his fellows.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, he can get a family. Don't forget the tuk-tuk-tuk move.
I already did that video.
I know, I just meant, said it to the people.
Okay. So, let's give you also information about Jupiter. I still don't know whether they're called Jupiter. Maybe because of the ring around it that is white? Not sure. Is Jupiter one of the planets? I think just Saturn and Jupiter are the ones with rings, right?
I'm looking at the pods.
There are I would say they're one of the more rare isopods.
They're also solid loaf shape, which is good.
Don't you mean perfectly loaf shaped?
Perfectly loaf shaped. Look, their sides are a little flatter. That they're not as.
I would say they're more loaf shaped than the other ones.
They're a good loaf shape. Perfectly loaf shaped. Don't forget the lid.
Yeah, I only have 2 lids here, not 3.
I'll get another one.
It's okay. It doesn't. We don't have to do it now. Okay.
It's right there.
Okay. So they are very pretty, but they're not that. I would not call them I would call them somewhere between intermediate and more advanced. I gotta sneeze.
Bless you. In advance.
Thank you. Okay. They're medium sized, so it says up to 2 centimeters. 1.5 max, I would say. They have very yellow bodies with this purple, blue, grayish gradient in the middle, which also gives them the name of, I think, Amber Tiger is one of the names.
Ooh.
So, information is they like it more on the dark side with a lot of hiding places, which we just provided for with the.
So they would join the Sith.
They
prefer
not
the dark
sure.
side.
I think Marullanella Scarlet.
Marullanella Scarlet.
That is the Sith side.
Sith,
yeah.
They're Sith lords for fuck's.
So they're less seen on the surface and are more like, I don't know if they're burrowing. I think they're burrowing, but they're a lot under the bark and under the leaves.
Like our Discord lounge under the bark.
They're more active on the cleaning side apparently, but they don't like disturbances. So they don't. Apparently, they're more scatterish than other species.
So, they're a good cleanup crew, but they would probably be better kept with a boreal animal than a terrestrial animal.
Yeah, probably. So, arboreal comes from the word arbor in Latin, which means tree. So,
like chameleons, crested geckos, false chameleons,
Madagascar
day geckos. I'd say they're arboreal.
I would say it's more of the other way around. Because with an arboreal species, you can take some isopods that show themselves because the predator isn't going to come down.
Yeah, but they don't like disturbances. If you get it with a terrestrial animal, the terrestrial animal is going to dig around in the bedding. It's going to explore down there, and they're going to be like...
Yeah, but if they have hides and the spider isn't going to go... But... So it says at least 5 liters. Again, we always do 11 liters. Got lots of hiding spots. Again, all the calcium sources and all the stuff. We've been through this already 2 times today. They're a bit. They stem from limestone-rich caves, so give them a lot of, like you give them limestone, or as we do, add some powder.
Yeah.
yeah, the same substrate as always. The reason why we put in active charcoal is because isopods don't just feed on dead leaves, but it's decaying leaves, as in there's some microorganisms on there that decay it, as in we need to have a lot of microorganisms in our boxes, as in microorganisms flourish on active charcoal because active charcoal has so much surface area.
Yeah.
And so then if you add some active... Oh, no, it's back to the... So if you add some active charcoal, then you have more surface area. Of course, it needs to be a bit wet. And then so many microorganisms start populating the box. And then the leaves and everything breaks down. And then the isopods have way easier time to digesting it.
I gotta get crickets today. I'm gonna ask my cousin.
For your spider
Miles,
bow? Yeah.
Yeah, ever since I put him in the new cage, he didn't want to eat for a while. Because he's like, how dare you? And now he's starting to come out of his net again, which is like my sign that he wants food again. I've tried to feed him a couple times, but he was like,
So food is the same as always. Now temperature and humidity. Temperature, we had like between 70 and 85 Fahrenheit, so 21 to 29. Again, 29, keep them at 23 degrees and you're going to be happy. I'm pretty sure that's... And then 70 to 90% humidity, but again, just have it like more on the humid side.
More on the humid side.
And other than that, a lot of hides. We already said that.
I think.
Yeah. That is Cubaris Jupiter, or Amber Tiger as they're known as.
I'm so excited to pick out the one single Jupiter.
Yes, so we're gonna go to the Amber box. I mean, I have to feed I don't have to feed them all today, but I can feed them all today. And then we're gonna go into the Amber box and reunite them with the Jupiters. Okay, so this has been the first big part. We're already over an hour.
Sheesh.
Yes.
I think we should keep the rest short.
We're gonna make a short break and prepare all the memes and art and all the Q&As, and then we're gonna call it a day. So we'll see you right in the next segment. And we're back.
We're back, baby.
We're back, baby. Okay, so...
Ich sollte mal aufhören, absichtlich schlecht in die Kamera zu zwinkern.
Maybe.
Never.
That was German.
Maybe I should stop winking weirdly into the camera. Like
we need to sleep more in our off time.
Did you just tell a person with a sleep disorder to sleep more? What are you gonna tell me next? Just don't be depressed?
You should smile more. Why are you always having such a sad face? Of course you're depressed.
Yeah, right. It's all my fault. And
you should be happy.
And I should also just breathe because of like my allergies, you know?
Yeah.
Just breathe.
Why are you getting sick? Why did you choose that? It's such a dumb thing to do.
My lactose intolerance. Just tolerate it,
Just tolerate the milk, bro.
Right?
It's not
Milo
that difficult,
tells me that
right?
so often. He's just like, just tolerate it, man. Anyways, memes.
Time for memes.
Memes.
So this is the first meme. So
it really do be like that.
Yes. So I'm so glad we have a good solution for that now, because
the microscope. Mwah.
Because that sucked.
Yeah, that
and
sucked.
I can't wait to show cool footage now of the old isopods.
Yeah, that has to be really cool.
When we have no topic for the coming episodes. No, we already have so many topics.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At one point there's gonna be a arts and crafts episode where I'm gonna force him to draw and craft with me. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Then we have this one, which Finn is guilty of because Finn is always fidgeting around.
Me paying attention?
I think I can do it more like this. Let me just...
This meme could in general just be the thing that Finn should pay attention to. Anything else.
So we can do it like this.
Ooh. Yeah, works. Your face is just cut in half. You have to move a little bit.
And then we have also one from Milo, which I think is very cute.
Yeah, it's
really Milo is our biggest fan.
Yeah, Milo is our biggest fan, our biggest supporter.
He's
the bestest boy.
Goldjunge. What is the word in English?
Golden boy?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I just translated it.
Faceless John.
Any other isopod.
I gotta show pictures of Faceless John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show the.
You can cut them in later in post production.
Just give me a second, and I'll do that now.
Yeah, for Faceless
No, I'll
John.
just show pictures of Faceless John next time, but I have them.
But Faceless John was a topic that comes up in our first or second episode.
First episode.
Okay,
me pressing the YouTube notification as soon as it shows me that the Isobros have uploaded another vid. That is, you gotta smash that button. Me trying to find Terrarium tuberculatus. So fun story about that. First of all, great meme. So there's a couple of isopods I have that needed more cold.
Yeah.
Actually less isopods, more of the Cubaris side, but some of the isopods as well needed more cold. So since it's super warm in my living room and in my space in general, I gave them to my mom because my mom loves taking care. Like she took care of the isopods when I went away for a longer period, and she knows how to take care of them. And I gave her the Cubaris and the Thailand Spiky because Ben told us they needed more cool. Fun thing. I gave her the wrong box. I gave her the Reductioniscus tuberculatus, which
you were looking for them and you were like, oh no.
So I gave them to my mom because she has a house and she has some rooms that are more cool. And they're more on a basement level where it's a stable, cooler temperature. So now I need to get them back. And she's always like, I can't find them in the box. I'm like, yeah, it's like 10 or something in there and they're super small. Me at any event, but the Isobros podcast is about to start. I'm a head out. Yeah, we even had that when people were like, I think Milo was that, or someone else was like, I'm at this event right now.
No, if Milo makes this meme, he's serious about that.
No, what I mean, yeah, but and then they were like, I have friends with me, and I'm telling them that we're gonna watch this now.
Yeah, Milo is like also our biggest advertisement creator. Like, there's kids from his school that started watching our podcast because he was like, watch a podcast. He
makes the most memes, and he's our moderator.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Milo, I'm so bad. Like, I'm so bad with all of this, but like, I'm not the best with Discord server, all that stuff, and I just can't. I have so much on my plate. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it.
He's so honored by like how much you're involving him. It makes him so happy.
But it's always difficult when people feel honored and then they work for you for free. I mean, it's not like I'm making money with it, but I'm nurturing a community, and then people will hopefully buy isopods, and then they will make money by it. But
so much to him that you're letting him do this. He's so happy.
I hope that like we can also do something for him because but it's still free labor, and I don't think it's okay.
You can give him free top surgery on your kitchen table.
Yeah. Let's just involve gender with him as a child and me as an adult. Like, totally. I'm not gonna give you money, but your titties, like that is so wrong, bro.
No, that's a regular thing we joke about. That I can't take it anymore. Let's do top surgery on the kitchen table.
Okay.
It's a joke. Yeah.
You could feed that to the isopods, though.
I could.
Okay. Now we're on watch list and demonetized. Okay. This is where I put my rubber duckies if I had them. But Finn could always have them. He just chooses not to.
They're so special. What if I fuck up? What if
You're special.
I know that's what my dad always told me growing up. I'm not weird. I'm just special.
You can be both. I'm both.
Yes, I'm.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
We had that remade, but I couldn't find the remade version where it's dwarf white, because then the tagline is, every time you see it out of its territory.
Yeah, you're just like,
bonjour. Okay, thank you for changing my life. I'm literally just an isopod. I think. I talked about this with my sister. She was like, she's allergic to all the animals.
Oh shit.
And then we're like, yeah, but if you want to have a pet, you could have an isopod. But then the thing is also, yes, but there's so much. It's so easy for mold and things like that to develop. And so more specific, mold in the top and dust from all the leaves and everything. That it's not that anti-allergic, so you gotta be careful. I mean, you should do it with one of the drier species like Hoffmannsegg. Now first
Now it's
fan
fan
art.
art time.
Who made this?
That's my good friend Lisa, is her name. I don't know her Instagram handle. I think it's horned wool art.
Look it up. So we're transitioning now from memes to fan art. In general, I made an announcement and I asked people, but it's also in the description of the channel. If you post in the memes or the fan art channel, or like we're gonna show it.
Yeah,
in the
her
podcast.
Instagram handle is either horned wool art or no, I think that's her private. Yeah, no, that's her private account. It's horned wool art on Instagram. Wool spelled normal. I think that's how you spell wool. I don't know. I'm dyslexic.
So yeah. If you don't want us to show your fan art, please state it very specifically.
I'm gonna take something back because I wasn't aware they changed their pronouns. Their pronouns are he, him, or they, them, and their name on their profile is Thad.
Thad, like Thaddeus?
I think. I don't know. Don't ask me. Pretend anything I've said before didn't happen.
Well,
it was literally our
if it wasn't communicated, then
No, it was like the last IRL conversation we had.
Oh, you just forgot.
No, that was what I was told in our last IRL conversation. That's what I was told to go by.
Okay.
Oopsies.
Well.
And I don't read people's bios, which I should maybe. No, I completely. Oh God.
You know who doesn't care about pronouns? Isopods.
Isopods.
Isopods are cool.
Yeah.
They're anti-Republican.
I completely missed that they changed their pronouns at all. I don't know if it was mentioned in the group chat. Well, next time, but that's also by the same person.
That is the Uvupod. That's what I called it.
Recognize their art style anywhere.
And I love it. And it's one of the what is it called? Emojis? One of the reaction images. Emotes. One of the emotes you can use on our podcast. And it's one of my favorite ones. I think you could make this into a sticker or whatever.
Totally.
It's super cute.
It's very cute. I like the line art. Like, that's one thing I really like about his line art. The line art always is textured. Like, they use really nice texture brushes. I really like
and it's very minimalistic.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very simple.
It could be a graffiti you find on a wall somewhere. I really like it a lot. And then this is not by somebody you know. It's by somebody.
No, but I recognize that art style.
You do?
Yeah. Did they?
Tell me what you think, and then I tell you. Who
is
made
that
it.
one of the people we met at Hum?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I'm.
This is BB, and she follows us also on Instagram. She got magic potions recently.
Ah.
I think she made that beforehand. Wait, let me just do this so people can see a bit more of the art. I think she made it beforehand. She was like, I haven't done a lot of art in a while, but maybe she's also just done this. But then before that, she hasn't done a lot. But I really like it. It's super cute. And it's also...
it's very cute.
It's very... Like, the other ones are more of a... like this is a... This looks just... more of a desktop wallpaper.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
And these ones are more like
emotes,
like stickers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but also it's just, I think it's also more because of the background and the shadow under the bottle and everything. But it's super cute, the magic potion.
It's very cute.
And the feather and everything.
I like that I like that she made, instead of making the glass see-through, I like the purple-blue hue to it. That's very nice.
Yeah, and the reflection on top.
It makes it look a little more, like, magical.
And that's what it's about with the magic potion. And so magic potions, they're actually magic potion vulgare, and there's depressive magic potion. But there's a second breed that made magic potions. And there's also Mardi Gras, which kind of looks like magic potion. But Mardi Gras, I think, is reflective under UV light. But don't quote me on that. We will find that out later.
Depressum?
I think it's depressum, yeah. There's 2 lines of magic potion. And Mardi Gras is Porcellio. Don't know. Okay. So you want to go to the Q&A?
Yeah. I mean, didn't we partially answer that stuff already?
Yeah, but it's we have 3 questions. So let me just. You want to do it like this?
Oh yeah.
I think
Maybe just having the camera on us is enough.
I think yeah, or like this. But let's show some other ones. So thank you all for the fan art.
Yeah, thank you.
And
we really
honestly,
appreciate
some people are like, "Oh, but what if it's not nice or it's not good enough or whatever?" Just post like we don't judge on that level.
We should show the fan art Marin made too. The one that we were tagged in on Instagram with duck and the giant isopod.
Oh right, why isn't it on there?
Because it's not in the Discord server.
That is true. Can you send it to me?
I'm pretty sure per WhatsApp is enough.
You can send it to me via WhatsApp, yeah. Yeah, so you gotta tell the story behind who that person is and everything.
Yeah, do we also want to...
Just send it to me.
Do we want to tease the project or not?
No.
Okay. But it's sent. The person who made the next fan art that we're going to show, Marin, is actually one of my... I think they're the one friend I've had for the longest time now. Because we met because our parents were dating when we were really little, and we were both artist kids, and we got along very well. And now Marin is one of my closest friends. I hold them super dearly. And I talked to them a little bit about projects that we're planning on the side. Secret projects, very secret projects. And they were so inspired by it that they decided to draw Duck, the little podcast mascot I made up for us, with some giant rubber duckies. Because the whole idea behind my design for Duck, which is the tiny fluffy creature you'll see in the image, is that for reasons that will not be named, it's a small mammalian species that evolved to imitate isopods. You'll see it in a bit when Orlando is putting up the image. And that's why they decided to draw him with rubber duckies in the background, because they liked the idea. You can see Duck is the tiny fuzzy boy with the big old blue eyes. And as you can see, the little segments on his wings, they're like keratin sort of, or like segments that he has over his wings. And when he goes sweepy sweep, he folds them over his body, and then with the scales on his head and the scales on his arms that he'll like put over the soft bits of his face, he looks like a rubber ducky when he's sleeping. And I think that's very cute.
Yeah, and there's like so much detail in this picture.
Yeah, I love Marin's style. They have such a Ghibli-esque
it's a bit Ghibli-esque.
comic-like style, but they have such a diverse art style. They can do so many things and imitate other styles really, really well, which is something I really admire them for. And they actually were the other person, because I struggled a little bit with making up Duck's design in the first place. And it was actually Marin who helped me a lot in the designing process. Like, I think I have the sketch on my phone, but they helped me with designing him and did this concept sketch. This was the first one I brought up the idea of I want to make a dragon fused with an isopod. I'll just show it to the camera. Can you see it?
Wait, I'll expand your...
Boop.
There it is.
This was the...
This is the first one, yeah.
This is the first concept sketch they made, and then they made this one after seeing my sketch, which is also very cute. The wings are different in this because, like I said, it's a concept sketch. But these two sketches helped me so much with the design process, because my designs, I know I tend to go a little bit overcomplicated and either mix the creatures too much or too little. But I think with Duck, I landed on a pretty nice mixed design. There you can see in the corner how he looks like when he's all curled up. Like that the scales on his little feetsies kind of imitate the eye spots on an isopod.
The what?
The
eye spots.
The eyes,
spots,
like,
yeah.
And you can see my favorite thing about Duck is that he's a bit of a coward. Hold on. Made little interactive sketches. Can you see it?
Wait a minute. There you go. Yeah.
He's a bit of a coward. Bit of a baby.
Okay, nice. that is the art and meme section. Now Q&A, and then we'll round it up. Okay, so the Q&A section that we first had was how long does it take an isopod to reach adulthood? And I would say that varies a lot on the species. So the longest I know about is 12 months with rubber ducky. And then I think the shortest is like 3 months, 4 months. Not sure.
That's speedy.
I think that is like the maculatum or whatever they take. But I would say like regular time is 6 months. And also, please, whenever we talk about isopods, in general, we talk about hobby isopods, not deep sea isopods or freshwater isopods, whatever we talk about. We talk about
the little critters we keep in little boxes and lovingly stare at them every day of our lives.
So, yes, we answer it as scientifically as we can, but also very centered on that.
Yeah.
Also, I went to Berlin to, among other things, get isopods from Toby, but also to visit the aquarium where they have giant isopods.
Oh, that's so cool.
But then they don't, and I was a bit sad. They had a couple of other cool animals, but they didn't have.
Rude.
They didn't have.
They
had them. They had them 12 years ago, and I thought they would still have them, but they don't.
Do you know that meme? Tantalize your crush by offering them giant isopod.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I can pull it up.
Pull it up.
Pull it up.
So yeah, that is one question.
It's really funny. Benny sent it to me. All of the blue. I get a notification. Tantalize your crush. Can you see?
Give me a second. Not the best, but yeah. I think almost everybody knows it because it was sent to everybody. It was a big thing in the community because it was up from outside of the community.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, next question is. So this is from. What's her name? It's so difficult for me when people have usernames and real life names. And
names in general are so hard for me because it takes me so long to learn a person's name.
So the name on Discord is Senwen. I don't know what she asked. She's the very lovely lady with her baby who visited us in Ham.
Aww.
And she asked, how do you do substrate changes?
Oh, that's a
But
good
she
question.
also said that it's more of a topic for a whole episode.
Yeah, because
so I think short question is it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Long answer is we're gonna tell. Yeah. We're gonna show it.
It's probably gonna be in the substrate episode.
Yeah, maybe
I think it's not. I think it can be mixed with the substrate episode.
Whatever, we're gonna answer it in depth, but it's not. It is basically.
It's a lot of work.
You don't really get around to doing just the work of picking them out. And then the last question is, what's the best isopod food in our opinion? That was answered by your brother Milo, right? He's idea one on the.
Yeah, he's idea one.
So best isopod food, I think. So what I tried a lot of stuff. For example, I tried sweet potatoes, I tried zucchini, I tried like algae tablets. I tried some stuff, and what worked the best in my experience is what I'm still doing now is fish food flakes. Fish flakes?
Fish food flakes, yeah.
Pond flakes. It's like corn flakes. Fish food flakes, not pellets, flakes. And then what also works is gamarus, so like the dried
shrimpy wimpies.
Yes, so that is what I use for more protein intensive species, and then peeled carrot. Yeah. Sometimes peeled cucumber, but nothing other than that. Yeah. And what we're talking about here, of course, is additional food because the food in itself is mostly substrate.
Yeah, they do feast upon their substrate.
So substrate.
I mean, you're testing out the isopod food from Ben, right?
Yes. So of course you can do dried. What's the word? Löwenzahn.
Dandelions.
Yeah, dried dandelions. You can try, for example, but that is. We're still trying that out. Pollen.
Bee pollen.
Bee pollen.
They do not. All of them love bee pollen, and I figured out it's something that they have to get used to. Like at first, when I would give my Panda King bee pollen, they would be like, you can stick that, you know where. And now if I give them a bee pollen, they will like, yeet, swarm it. So I think it's something that they have to get used to a little bit.
So you can also maybe go a bit on the, what is it? Yeast? Nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
But I like to not have that many different foods because I don't want to, like, I'm approaching 80 bins. And I don't want to be like, oh, this bin, this needs that food. And this bin, I'm going to use...
Yeah, it's nice to have it all uniform.
Yeah, just have it all in there. I have one isopod food that I got the recipe from Karsten.
Mm-hmm.
Karsten Neukirch, the Insektendealer. And his food is, I think, don't quote me on it. We're gonna do an whole episode on making food for isopod and stuff like that. But that was like, again, fish food pellets, gamaroos, some calcium powder, algae. What is the algae called? The superfood algae thing that is not actually
superfood algae thing.
Spirulina, dandelion.
Whatever he said.
I think that was it. But I've crushed that up and given it to and bee pollen. I've crushed it up and they didn't love it that much. I don't know. Yeah. Also, bee pollen, they can have some pesticides on them, and then that's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, what I can like, isopods are mainly a cleanup crew, so they love decaying matter, like reptile keepers or snake keepers. Rest bits of snake or lizard food, like bits of dead mice, bits of dead crickets.
Yeah,
they love that shit.
Everything that's decaying and that's safe, you can feed it to them. So yeah, just also like, for example, so what happened 1.5 years ago? I think 1.5 years ago is a colleague, an isopod colleague of mine. She got rid of her whole collection, and I took it. I gave her some money, but like, and I got all the food and everything.
Yeah.
And so the food, there was so many different varieties of protein-rich food, like dried mealworms and things like that. And they don't give a damn. They just eat all of it. For them, it's just like, yep, that's protein, and then they eat it. So they're not that specific in their food.
Yeah. I mean, they're scavengers.
They're detritivores. Yeah. So that has been episode 6.
Yeah.
We're doing super great on
staying on topic.
But like this podcast and the community is really evolving, and I love that.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
So people are so kind to us, and people are always at the premiere and everything. It's lovely. So
yeah, it's really nice.
One thing I wanna do a shout out today is Liam from Instagram. His name is give me a second. So it's Liam. His name is live_vine, and he's selling an isopod that I haven't even heard of before, and I think he's
that's what you posted in your story.
I think he's one of the few, if not even the only person who has them in care.
That's cool.
I'm gonna show him. Why?
Why?
Yeah, really, just why?
He's doing technical stuff that I don't know. He took a screenshot, I do know that.
Where's the screenshot now? I want to open it up. Yeah, let me just... Okay, so
super spiky.
He found them in the Balkans. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so he found them in the Balkans and he's selling them. And I don't know if he has sold the first pack already, but the first pack is 150 and then it's 200. And I think it's it's a bit smaller, but I think it's one of the coolest isopods I've seen in a while. That is actually breedable in the hobby and not
submissive and breedable. Anyways. I'm sorry.
Why isn't it showing? Oh, because it's opening it with the wrong tool. Sorry about the inconvenience.
Yeah.
So won't you look at that?
They're super spiky.
They're super spiky. They're like they have, because other isopods are more like spiky, but this is like thorns. I love how this is its own type of spikes. Echinarmadillidium fruxgali.
It reminds me so much of like the picture downstairs with the little spines. Like it reminds me so much of the movie Princess Mononoke, like the Ghibli movie.
I've seen it, but
no, not Princess Mononoke. I mix those up all the time because it's another princess movie. Never mind. Please forget what I said. It's Princess Nausicaa from the Valley and the Valley of the Winds.
Oh, Valley of the Winds. I haven't seen that yet. It's still on my list.
Everything is covered in those fungal spores, and I think they kind of look like
nice. That. So this is super cool. It's from Europe. It's from the Balkans. Yeah. It's from the Dalmatians. Mm-hmm. So Liam is a really cool guy, and I do not have the money right now to give out $150 for an isopod that.
They're cool, but they're not.
They're super cool. I just don't have the money right now.
And you already have spiky boys.
I mean, honestly, they're probably way easier to breed than the other spiky boys.
Yeah.
Because they're from Europe, so no European species is going to be that difficult. So I just don't have the money right now. It's not in the budget, because budget is going into other species. It's going into equipment for the podcast. For example, the microscope we use.
Yeah.
So, but Liam, again, I love supporting other enthusiasts in the hobby.
Yes.
For example, something went wrong with Liam when he sent me isopods. Finn just killed when the isopod toy. So when I ordered from him, and the post office. So in Austria, we have numbers after the number of the street. So if I live on Main Street 1 in the building, then I live on Main Street 1, and then it could be there's more numbers coming.
Yeah.
It's not the name, it's always the number. But they somehow have issues with that in the Netherlands. He still put it in there. Like, he still put it in the form, but they couldn't save it. And then they were here in Vienna, but they didn't. They knew which house it was. They knew who the name of the person, but they didn't know the number. And then they sent them back, but they didn't. And then they were like 1.5 months in translation. They're just gone, and they're like dead very much. And then he just gave them to me again for free at Hamm, which is really nice, because he didn't need to. So he's a man of his word, and his isopods are all really fresh, and he cares about them. He has a Redbubble account, so you can buy those as a sticker, as a like on the mug or whatever. Yeah. Like, you know how with the Redbubble.
I have my own Redbubble account. It's just very old with a lot of old art.
So please support Liam. He's a great guy, and also. So you could be probably the second person in Europe to breed these isopods.
Yeah, which is really
probably cool. I've never heard even of them. Like, when you Google the name, there's almost no results. So I think Liam is the first one to take nice pictures of them, to breed them. If you want to have a very exclusive isopod that looks cool and isn't that hard to breed, this is the way to go. Yeah. And then last topic before we close off. We're gonna probably have a Patreon. That is what
we sell isofeed pics there.
We're gonna try to set up a Patreon, because just the equipment, it's just like I would like to keep on making this podcast more professional, and just the way that always one of us, usually you has the worst lighting, has the worst camera, that we need to switch stuff around, that my laptop is struggling with the footage. Yeah. And I need to also to keep some money, because I need to save up money, because I want to move in with my girlfriend, like already going on holiday with my girlfriend. is something where I have to be like, ooh, the budget.
Yeah.
And so I want to keep on doing this, and we're gonna.
It's also just nice to have monetary support.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep on doing this, and it's always gonna be free, and we're gonna do the best we can.
Yeah.
If you want it to be more professional, faster, then it would be nice if you support us monetarily, but we will never be entitled to it or anything. It's just
it is gonna be Patreon exclusive content, like the isofood foot pics.
Isofeed pics, or yeah, we're gonna decide on what's gonna be there. You can give your suggestions on the Discord, for example.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it would be nice to have this or that.
I just had a great idea I'm gonna tell you about later.
Okay, yeah, I also have a couple of ideas. For example, that we print exclusive stickers.
Yeah.
And then, or just we print stickers. I mean, we do that already. And then when you're a patron, you get them sent quarterly. You get like the latest stickers for free, or for free, like for your contribution.
Yeah.
And things like that. Yeah. So, or like, of course, things like first grabs on a new isopod. Again, that is gonna come with a bit of a asterisk, because
you have to be a good keeper.
I have to sell them to people who only know what they're doing. I'm not gonna sell a rare species that people are still trying to have enough of so that it works in the hobby to somebody who has no idea about isopods. But maybe like once I open them to the general public or whatever. So yeah. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And
we will see you next time.
We will see you next time.
Wow. You're getting swallowed by the isopod.
Thank you all for everything.
Help us! Oh, we're getting swallowed by the isopod.
Bye bye.